Hi Maeve, thanks for coming to see me today. How have things been?
Okay. Yeah.
What's been going on since the last time we met?
Um, I've been kind of worried about my health. Yeah, I've been having these shakes in my
Okay,
hands, and that's been worrying. Yeah.
okay. Well, thanks for coming in today. So, as you know, when we spoke before, we're going to go through some questions that I've got to ask you today. Um, Take anywhere between 20 and 40 minutes. Um, and if we need to take breaks at any point, we can. Does that sound all right with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me know if you need a break or a glass of water or anything. Okay. So, if we just start then with the first question, if that's all right. Can I ask, I know you've been mentioning about sort of the shakes in your hands. So thinking about that and anything else, have you kind of had worries about your physical health over the last month or so?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been worried about my physical health.
Okay. Is there anything else apart from the shakes in your hands?
Well, the shakes are the big thing, but
Okay.
I think that they're an indication something is wrong, something else is wrong. Um, yeah, maybe something in my brain.
Okay. And have you seen your GP at all? Or
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
They don't know what it is. They haven't been able to explain it. They think uh, they they don't think it's a neurological condition, but the internet thinks it is. Um,
Okay. And have you had any other physical illnesses since the last time we met?
no.
Okay. So are you having any tests with your doctor or at the moment for the shakes in your hands?
Yeah, they've been doing some tests, but they haven't found anything. They just say it's anxiety,
Okay.
but but like I have symptoms. I have the heart, my the heart beating, and the hands, the the tremors. Yeah.
Okay. And do you feel that anything's changed regarding your appearance lately, in the last month or so?
What do you mean?
Um, Sometimes people feel that their sort of physicality, they've had changes in the way they look, or
Well, I guess I don't know. My hair's gotten longer. It gets knotted. It's very annoying. I just kind of leave it.
okay. And with the things going on with your health, um, is that kind of interfering with you going about your day-to-day activities at the moment?
Yeah, I stay home mostly, and think about. I look things up that might be related. Yeah, I try to make appointments with specialists. It takes up a lot of time. My illness that they can't figure out.
Okay. So when you're saying it takes up a lot of time, kind of on an average day or week, how much would you say sort of you're spending on the internet and making appointments and sort of worrying about it?
Most of the time.
Okay. And have you talked to anyone else, sort of friends or family, aside from your GP?
No.
All right. Thanks for telling me that, May. So just moving on to the next question. We've talked about sort of being worried about your physical health. Have you got any other worries going on at the moment about other things?
Um, I guess I worry about stuff in general, maybe a little bit. A lot of it is about the tremors and my health. Um, but yeah, I worry about things in the house and yeah.
Okay. So do you find yourself feeling nervous or apprehensive about things?
Well, I think some of this might be linked to my neurological problem, but I do check my heart rate a lot of the time, and it is often going quickly, especially now.
Okay. And so at these times where you might be feeling worried about things, or being in situations that make you feel a bit anxious, do you notice your heart getting faster, or maybe your palms getting sweaty?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And how much of the time is that going on for you at the moment, do you think?
I think it's worse whenever I think about my health problem that we haven't figured out. That definitely makes it worse, and I think about that a lot of the time.
Okay. So would you say that's every day, a couple of times a week? That you're sort of feeling worried or anxious and noticing your heart racing?
Every day.
Okay. And is that kind of interfering with you going about your day-to-day activities?
A lot of my activities involve looking up my health problems, and sometimes I do have to stop doing that because of the shaking and the heart.
Okay. Thanks, Mia. And I know we've talked about some difficult things that's been going on for you lately. So sort of thinking over the last month, how's your mood been generally?
Low.
Okay. So would you say you're feeling sort of depressed at the moment?
Yeah. I'm definitely depressed, I would say.
Okay. And when sort of you're at home and maybe worrying about things and feeling low in mood, are you able to move your attention to more pleasant topics, to think about sort of remembering nice things or planning something nice when you want to?
I do try.
Okay.
I try to not to think about good things, but sometimes it seems very hard to find anything good.
Okay. And do you feel sort of in the last month or so that you're enjoying things less than you used to? Maybe hobbies or a particular TV program you like, or talking to family members, things you might have enjoyed before?
Yeah, I do. I used to really enjoy the soaps.
Okay.
And, they're less interesting now. But I still watch them.
Okay, great. And when you're sort of at home and you're feeling sort of low in mood, how long does that go on for, do you think, before you're able to think about something nice or watch a soap and enjoy it? Kind of how long do these episodes kind of last?
When it's really bad, that doesn't last. Maybe only an hour. And then it gets a bit less bad.
Okay. And when you say that you can try and think of more pleasant things, but it's hard, sort of how hard would you say it is? Kind of it takes a little bit of effort, or it's sort of really difficult and it takes a lot of effort to kind of move your mind somewhere more pleasant?
Well, it depends. Sometimes it is possible, and preparing some food can distract me. And the soaps can help, but sometimes it's very difficult to turn the telly on or to get to the shop. And then it's very, very difficult. And I just sit.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming in today. It's great that you managed to get here today. And in the last month or so, have you noticed yourself feeling that life isn't worth living at all?
Yes.
Okay. And have you been having any thoughts about harming yourself or killing yourself?
I mean, I think it would be nice to not wake up.
Okay.
A nice break.
Okay. So have you ever thought about ending it all?
Well, it would be nice if it ended, but I haven't thought about ways of actually. I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
To my parents.
So you haven't thought about making any plans or anything like that?
No.
And how often do you kind of have these thoughts about maybe it would be better off if sort of not waking up? You were telling me that.
Maybe every, not every day, but lots of days.
Okay. Thanks, Mia. Sometimes people tell me that there's things they feel particularly guilty about, maybe from the past or more recently. Is that something that's going on for you at the moment?
No.
Okay. Have you been thinking about past problems at all?
Should I?
It's just sort of an experience some people have sometimes. So there's lots of questions in here. Some might be relevant to you, and some might not. So if it's not something that you're experiencing, that's okay. It's just, we're just sort of wanting to check.
No.
Okay, great. Thank you. And how have you felt that you've been getting along with people in your life? So you mentioned your parents or the other family members, friends.
Okay, I don't talk to my parents as much as I should. I don't want them to worry. When we talk, it's fine. They seem to be okay.
Okay. And have you found yourself feeling a bit irritable or grumpier than usual?
I do get annoyed with the doctors after I leave, and we still don't know anything. It's fine when I'm there, and they're explaining it all, and it seems all very logical. But then I realize that they haven't actually given me anything, and they don't know. They're just telling me the same thing again. That is annoying.
Okay. And have you ever felt so annoyed or irritable that you've shouted at someone or at the doctors?
No.
Okay. And have you found yourself getting into arguments or anything like that?
No, I'm not an argument person.
Okay. And have you noticed at all in the last month that your mood's been higher than normal, or you felt that you've got sort of very so much energy and been more cheerful, and other people have noticed?
No.
Okay. So some of these things apply to some people, some don't. Okay. I mean, would you say there's anything special about you? Sort of special abilities or powers, things like that?
Well, I used to draw. I used to be able to draw.
Okay.
But I can't really draw anymore.
Okay. All right, thank you. And when you're out and about in public, I know you said it's difficult for you to get out at the moment, but perhaps when you're going to and from the doctors or coming here, do you ever find yourself feeling uncomfortable?
Comfortable.
So sometimes people feel like other people are watching them or staring at them.
No.
Okay. Have you had any concerns about other people's intentions towards you?
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
I mean, I think the doctors are trying to get rid of me, but that's it.
Okay. Have you noticed that you've heard any sounds or voices when other people aren't around?
You mean like when the television is on?
So sort of perhaps if you're at home and it's quiet, have you kind of heard things that other people haven't heard, or heard voices other people haven't heard?
Oh, no.
Okay. Thank you. And sometimes people tell me that they notice themselves receiving special messages from people on the TV or on the radio, or the way things are arranged kind of has special meaning to them. Is that something you've ever experienced?
No. I mean, sometimes when I watch the television for a long time, I feel like they might know me. But I don't think they're telling me things.
Okay. So do you ever see any references to yourself in the TV programmes or listening to the radio?
References. I mean, I recognize myself in things and my life and my feelings. Yeah.
Okay. Do you ever feel that anyone can read your mind?
No.
Okay. Do you feel that you have a special relationship with a god or a religious figure that's important to you?
No, I've lost my religion.
Okay. Are you alright? Maybe do you want a glass of water or anything? Do you need to take a break? You're okay? Let me know if you do. We're nearly there. Thinking about the last month, has anything happened, or sort of something you've done or how you've behaved that's kind of attracted the attention of other people?
No.
Okay. Has anything happened that might have got you into trouble with the police, for instance?
No.
Okay. And how have you been getting on with looking after yourself? So things like showering and day-to-day grooming, washing your clothes, things like that.
Yeah, I guess there's been a bit of slippage there.
Okay.
I used to be more careful, but I don't see people so much. I try to shower when I'm going to go to the doctor and today, but it is hard. It's a lot of different steps. Mostly, there's no need.
Okay. So thinking about the last month, then how often do you think you've been able to take a shower?
I'd say definitely once a week.
Okay. And are you managing to eat regular meals at the moment?
Some days are better than others. I'm just not very hungry often.
Okay. So if you think about sort of a typical day in the last month, can you tell me sort of what that would look like, with how often you're managing to prepare food or have something to eat?
Well, I have toast for lunch. I usually sleep until lunch, and I almost always have toast because my parents froze a lot of bread when they were here last, and then I try to have dinner. But that depends on whether I've been to the shop, and sometimes it's very hard to go to the shop, so sometimes I'll have more toast.
Okay. So you might on an average day, skip breakfast but have toast for lunch and maybe dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. And has anyone commented, maybe your parents or other people around you, about sort of how often you're managing to eat or look after yourself, taking a shower and changing clothes?
Yeah. My parents are always worried about eating, but I think that's a parent thing.
Sure.
Yeah. I guess I should really get something for my knots and my hair. Maybe I should condition it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that something you've been
commented because I don't really talk to people.
Okay. Is that something you've been struggling with, looking after your hair and getting the knots out?
Yeah, I could.
Okay. And then I've got a few standard questions that we just ask everyone, so they might seem a bit odd, but these are just things that we ask everybody. So is it okay if I just go through them quickly? Okay. So can I ask maybe how old you are?
I'm 30.
Okay. And do you know what the date is today?
Yes, it's the 19th.
Okay, great. And do you know what month?
Oh, June.
Brilliant. And do you know where we are today, what this place is called?
Yeah, we're at the psychiatric academic unit.
Okay, great. And do you know who the current Prime Minister is at the moment?
The Prime Minister. Yes.
Can you tell me the name?
It's Theresa May.
Brilliant. Thank you. Sorry, they're just things we go through with everyone. So that was all the questions I had for you today, Maeve. Thanks for sticking with me. I know it was quite a lot. Is there any questions you've got for me?
Are you a doctor?
So I'm a researcher.
Okay.
So yeah, these were some questions for the research that we spoke about.
So you don't know anything about my tremors? What that could be about?
I wouldn't be able to advise with that, no. But it sounds like you've kind of got a good relationship with your GP. I know it's been a bit strained lately. Hopefully they can continue to support you with accessing that.
Yeah, hopefully they'll find out.
Okay. Thanks, Maeve.